The Office has preluded the very spirit of the Millennial and Gen X generations, and I will prove it in this video. Greetings, Harbingers. Welcome to Iliester, PewDiePie's favorite channel, your realm of personal development, Stoicism, and cyber alchemy. Please subscribe, give the thumbs up, help your brother out, activate the notifications bell, blah blah blah, you know the drill. Let's grow this channel together. Thank you so much. Before we go to the video, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. And yes, I say Merry Christmas because, well, this is a Christian country. I'm Christian and, well, screw the politically correct. So, Merry Christmas. And just a side note, a very happy birthday to my dear friend V, who happens to be born on Christmas Day. So, I hope you receive double gifts and you're the best. Without further ado, let's go to the video. This video was meant to contain a Christmas message, but honestly, I couldn't think of anything relevant to bring it here. A lot of people are spending Christmas alone. I know some of them. So, if you have a friend or someone you know that might be alone on Christmas, try to be around them, invite them over for whatever. If you can, don't let them spend their Christmas alone. That's the message. Now finally, let's talk about The Office. Why did I say that The Office has preluded the very spirit of both Generation Z and the millennial generation? And I think you're gonna find this analysis interesting. So I love The Office. I love its humor. It's a very millennial humor. I am rewatching it and I've made this, well, crazy analysis theory, which I'm gonna share here. I hope it makes sense. Well, let's talk about the millennial generation first. I recorded a video some time ago called Millennials. Wow, it's gonna be tough with this noise. Millennials. The world we're supposed to inherit no longer exists. And in this video, I talked about the problems we millennials face today with the impossibility to build a life, to make money, and like have a family as the previous generations, especially the boomers, had. And it's got, for the average of this channel, that video got lots of views. So I'll be bringing more generational subjects here, if it keeps raising the views and getting to more audiences. So, The Office. Wow, so many digressions. That's how you drag your audience attentions, idiot. Yeah, so why did The Office preluded the spirit of the Generation Z and Millennial generation? Let's first talk about the Millennial generation. What's the key feature that characterizes the Millennial generation, that spirit that represents our generation, my generation? I was born in 91. I would say it's skepticism. Yes. If you think about The Office, of course, the main character is Michael Scott. And, you know, Steve Carell is a genius. I cannot stress that enough. I want to laugh just by looking at his face. But if we think about it, even though he is the main character, the actual protagonist, if you think well, it's Jim Halpert. If you analyze Jim's personality, he represents the spirit of the average millennial. He's like skeptical and he's kept to himself. And even for dating, look how long did it take for him and Penn to wind up together and all. So I see him as the millennial, someone that were told great promises about an amazing future, and in the end of the day, you study, you get your degree, and you have to work in a paper office or something similar because the world is not the same anymore. So I see this skepticism, almost melancholy, attached to Jim's personality. So the very skepticism around the world, around anyone, and that is stressed because of the other character, which represents Generation Z, which is Dwight. While the millennial generation is represented by skepticism, Generation Z, on the other hand, is far the opposite, because they are true believers. If you think about it, we millennials were the last generation that got the world before internet. And we were a generation that went through this very transition. We were introduced to the internet. So if you think about it, we were the last generation on earth that lived in a world without internet when we were kids and all. Many things were promised to us, and look what we are right now. Many of us living with parents, drowned in debt, can't have relationships, can't afford the cost of living. Some of us are doing OnlyFans because that's what it's left. Not making any judgments here, just stating facts. And that applies for some of the Gen Z as well, but that's another story for another video. So, Generation Z, on the other hand, if you watch them closely, they are true believers. They don't care much about possessions, about the reality of capitalism. They kind of despise it if you think about it. That's represented in a twisted way in Dwight's character. He is a true believer, and Jim's skepticism makes him play with Dwight all over the series, because I think deep down, in a way, look at what I'm gonna say, in a way, there is some sort of admiration from Jim towards Dwight, in like, wow, this guy really believes like it's in all his nonsense and so stupid, but I kind of admire the way he believes these things. And the pranks that Jim plays with Dwight demonstrate that subtle admiration that he has toward Dwight. What I'm trying to say here is that The Office has preluded that contrast between these two generations. If you see Generation Z today, I feel like that. I watch them. They believe in the most stupid and idiotic things that I don't need to quote here. At some point, you gotta admire the fact that they truly believe in those things, even that they are just nonsense. And me, like, I'm kind of like Jim in that way. I'm just skeptical. I don't believe in collectives, in social causes. I think anything that's collective and excludes and even demonizes the individual is just artificial. It doesn't make sense. Because, and now we're going to enter another sphere of philosophy here. If you are excluding the individual and praising the collective, can you actually materialize the collective of something? Because if you reverse the question, like, who is the ultimate minority? Who is the most minority of any of the minorities? Who is the most equals among the equals? That's what they like to say. Well, it's the individual. And that very important aspect seems to be removed from this collective and social causes. So I think The Office has done a great job predicting that. And what's the future was going to be like if you analyze these two generations, especially. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if I'm saying gibberish here. I'm totally open to criticism, as long as it's not offense per offense. You can say like, well, every generation goes through that. At your 20s, you think you can change the world. You are a true believer in certain things. And yes, I agree with that. But some generations, some characteristics are stronger than in others. In my 20s, I never thought I would change the world or anything like that, you know. I think I've been grown more skeptical as I grow old, and I believe the only things I can do are the things I'm under control of. So I don't expect anything from social causes, at least from politicians, from the state, you know. It's all individual, and how can you transform your reality in the best way possible by serving the world with the best of your capabilities and being rewarded for it. So I guess that's the message of the video. I hope it's not confusing. Lots of car noise. Sorry, guys. That's the style of the channel. I don't like recording indoors. Well, I don't have time to record indoors. That's the irony of it. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. El, Psy, Congo.